Hello guys, welcome back to another battle. I'm using a Mono Fairy team and today I'll be battling WhiteShadow, longtime friend from the Shuriken forums. So we've played a lot this gen and I've been watching his battles back to Gen 4, so I'm pretty familiar with his Cancer balance style that he likes to play, and then from his team we can see that he decided to bring also a fairly balanced team. So I'm gonna lead off with Mega Diancie because I suspect that he's gonna bring Mega Sableye, and so he does. What he doesn't know is that for a fairy team, you only have two options for setup Stealth Rocks. That's either Clefable or Diancie. So normally Stealth Rocks Diancie is pretty bad, but I want my Clefable to be a Calm Mind Sweeper, so there's no room for rocks really. And so he doesn't know that. So I'm gonna take that chance, and well, he goes for the fake out. So he's probably like a knockoff, Will-O-Wisp, Recover, fake out, like Spet Def, Sableye. Doesn't matter because I'm Mono Fairy, so it shouldn't do much. So I surprised him with the Stealth Rock here on the switch, so he can't really stay, right? He goes for Suicune. I'm pretty sure, looking at his team, he's gonna try to... He doesn't have hazard removal, so those rocks are gonna cripple his Talonflame, which is a threat for my team. He goes for the Coal Mine on Suicune. I cannot expect it. I mean, again, he likes these kind of fat, slow teams with bulky mons and a lot of... He's a very smart player, so he can win just by, prolonging the match, winning the hazard war. I saw he had Ferrothorn, so he probably has Spikes and Stealth Rocks over there. I don't expect his Sableye to switch here, which is why I'm going for the Spikes. The answer for Calm Mind Suicune is that I have a Nasty Plot Togekiss, and I wanna, now that this is paralyzed, I have a really good chance to just beat him, or at least weaken him. The other check I have is Scarf Gardevoir, which is what I'm bringing right now. I can really trick if I wanted to and then cripple that Suicune, but I don't want to trick too early. I just want to see if he goes. My Spet Def investment should be able to let me hit, let me take any hit. He goes for he double switches, thinking I'm gonna set up Spikes, but I know that he's gonna bring Sableye, so I doubled it there. He goes for the fake out here. I predict like a Will-O-Wisp perhaps. He goes for the fake out. It doesn't really matter. Now I know the Ferrothorn's in the back, and so I went with Earth Power to kind of check if his Ferrothorn was more specially defensive or if it was defensive. Now, after this hit, it does about like 25, like high 20s. It's not a 3-hit KO yet. Spikes are gonna help there, but for sure not. And he makes a really good play, setting up Stealth Rocks. He knows I can't really stay. I don't have HP Fire, so I cannot Magic Bounce that. But it doesn't matter. I will go for Alicia Keys. Now, I was predicting here the Sableye switch to bounce back my Spikes, so I went with Fall Play instead of... I don't have the Play Rough, I think. I'm not sure if I have it or not. I don't remember. I went with Foul Play, but he brings Nidoqueen. Now, I didn't really notice on Team Preview, but Nidoqueen is especially like a very, very big threat to Mono Fairy teams for obvious reasons. Can take care of Klefki and then stop Poison with Sheer Force. Can just kill anything. So I don't really have a switch in. I'm just gonna let him die, essentially trading Spikes for Klefki. But he goes for Toxic Spikes, and that's gonna be real annoying. And again, this displays the kind of teams he likes. He's just gonna also Hazard Stack and use Suicune as Swing Condition probably. So I switched thinking he might Earth Power here, or if he goes for a second layer, and he does. And now, again, I'm Timid Max Special Attack, and just when I needed him to flinch, it doesn't. Like, that's awful luck. Oh well, like, that was one of my checks to Suicune, to be honest. Like, if I set up the Nasty Plot, I have Metronome, the item. I can really, if I get 2 lucky flinches, then Suicune is gone. Can't really switch much around because of the spikes that I have on his field. And in this case, I went with the Earth Power because I don't think Talonflame is gonna be switching in. So now I'm Poison, which is unfortunate, which means my switch-ins are kind of limited. But look at the spikes damage. Now Ferrothorn has only come once before, but because of all the spikes, it puts him in range for Earth Power. So I went with it. It might have been a roll, to be honest, but it seemed like my best play there. I get a crit. I'm not exactly sure if it matters. He will probably say it did. He likes to think I get extremely lucky against him, which is not true. I call it skill. Just the more skill player gets rewarded, that's all. He brings in Suicune. I don't really want to take a Skull here, I'll probably die. And I didn't really want to... I wanted to be really careful with Azumarill here, because even though I can switch in, I can get burned essentially because there's toxic spikes in the field. My Azumarill is Belly Drum, so I don't really wanna take a lot of damage, so I can set up properly. So I set up Gardevoir just to get the trick, because again that's my only check left for this thing. I get Poison, which means at least I cannot get burned. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And before setting up, because he revealed a Roar, so this is a very, very cancerous team, right? Like he has Hazards, Calm Mind, Roar, Suicune, I mean, come on. I went with Knockoff because that limits a lot Suicune's lifespan, and he gets the Power Hacks. So right now I'm thinking he's gonna rest, because he's not gonna risk getting his Suicune in the range that he cannot switch in again. So I went through the Belly Drum here, predicting him to rest, and hopefully he doesn't roar. So yeah, he went for the rest. Now I have a +6. I should be able to take the Suicune at +6 or anything he brings in, to be honest. But obviously he wasn't gonna let Suicune to die to this guy. So he sacks in Sableye, I believe, yeah. And then that's a smart play, because Sableye, now that all the hazards are here and then I don't have any spinner, he's facing a Mono Fairy team. And Sableye is not very useful right now. I went with Play Rough, obviously kills, but poison damage is just gonna take me down next turn probably, yeah. But at least I can get off an Aqua Jet. But he brings in Talonflame, and well, I cannot really switch out. Hazards are gonna kill me, and then he's obviously gonna go for priority Gale Wings. He goes for Acrobatics, letting me think that this is probably like a bulk up set, which tells you again the type of teams he likes to run. Very bulky, very balanced teams. Can't switch in because his EVs are wrong, so you can see how when he switched into Stealth Rock, he went over 50% HP. He needs like 4 HP EVs to be able to switch in twice. So I went with Diamond Storm. Even if he roosts, I think Diamond Storm has a really high chance to do a lot of damage. And also I don't have, like, I couldn't take another hit. Going to Diancie was my best play there against Talonflame. Otherwise, he can hit everything with priority. So right now I have Gardevoir and Klefki left. He has this thing Sharp and Suicune, which is asleep, I believe. Now I don't really want to risk the Sucker Punch here, even though Moonblast should do a ton of damage. But if he clicks Iron Head, then I mean he's gonna 2-hit KO this thing. But on the other hand, I didn't think he was gonna risk clicking Iron Head when he can get one shot by Gardevoir. Now I went with Klefki because I can get lucky with the Parahaxis, and then Gardevoir can finish off Sharp. But then he switches out. He doesn't want to leave it all in the hands of the RNG. Leaves it in the hands, goes into Suicune. And look at Suicune without lefties. He's a little less threatening now. He takes, well, moderate damage, I would say, from Play Rough. And I was really worried about Sharp, but now that I have more spikes in the field, it should be a little easier to play around. I switch back into Gardevoir because I don't really want to let this thing set up. And at this point, I don't think Trick is going to be that useful. I'll rather just get lucky with the Moonblast hit rolls. But then I don't know why he switched out and sends in Sharp. Maybe he knew I was going to Trick, or I don't know. Every time I brought Gardevoir, he was switching out. I mean, even if I had hit Psyshock, that doesn't do a whole lot to Suicune. But I went with Moonblast, so I think that was a misplay on his part. Maybe he wanted to just like stall out some turns so that I die to poison, and then Suicune can just you know, pressure stall me or something. But I have a lot of hazards in the field, so Suicune is going down now with Moonblast. Yep. Well, I was lucky actually, because Sharp and Nidoqueen are, you know, really scary to face as a fairy team. And then he goes down. So good game, WhiteShadow. Great for for good measure, I guess. He always complains about him, but what can you do? I hope I can face you again in next gen. Alright, see you next time. Bye.